the way that I look at that is to say, the more different funding mixes you've got in your overall recipe, the more difficult your integrated arrangements sometimes become. And for me, there's almost, we touched on it a bit earlier, to say that my funding requirements aren't static. I don't start off with the first part of a project and say, oh, I know I need so much equity, so much bank debt, I want the stream for this, I want the prepay for this, I want the royalty for this, and. It changes over time, but where I start with, my starting point actually derives how difficult or how easy it is for me to generate other sources of funding. And that is sometimes an aspect of, can my creditors that I have to pay sit around the table and sort it out? But is that a fair statement? That sort of, it changes over time?
It does, it has to.
Yeah.
The owner has to be able to arrange the different way of managing the flows of funding.
So here's my question. Once you put a stream onto an asset, it becomes very difficult or almost impossible to raise debt.
So as if you
large
you think about a traditional role, and I think you spoke about it, is that you stream not your core product, you stream your byproduct, because the market buys you for your primary product.
True.
And so in the two kind of, if I look at the two listed PGM players, they were streaming gold. The market doesn't buy a PGM player for gold. However, you've also seen kind of listed corporates going to stream their primary product. And I think that's where now it's kind of it becomes starts being a problem. It doesn't impact on your kind of total debt capacity, it just reduces it. If your debt capacity is 100, you go and raise a stream.
If we could only ever do streams on byproducts, which is what we focus on, that's the best place for our business to be. We're not in competition. The arbitrage between the precious metals and that primary product is generally greater. It's much better design.
And as a banker, if you're willing to do senior unsecured, would you be willing with a streamer that has security and you not? Or is that a...
On a gone concern basis, the stream should be subordinated. That's just like a non-negotiable. To come back to in a default, would I want to be super senior? Yes, of course. Internally in a bank,
Does the stream I want to pay for profit secured? Of course.
what they'll say is that we don't provide mass, we provide senior debt. Senior debt means we're senior on liquidation. Our return is capped, and as a result, our downside is what we try to protect very actively.